Procrastination is the wisdom to not try to force something that you're not vibrationally ready for. Because if you'd done the energy work, you'd be feeling it.
Yeah.
But what procrastination is what aligned people do when they're not in alignment. You don't try to force it. You don't try to make it happen. You understand that there's not enough action in the world to compensate for energy that's not moving.
Yes, I feel it.
Didn't you like how that just took you off the hook? Unless you're procrastinating about lining up your energy.
Yeah, I do find that sometimes I am procrastinating about lining up my energy.
So what would
why?
be the
I don't understand
what
why.
would be the reason for that? The reason for that is you are comfortable with negative emotion.
Really?
Well, less comfortable all along, but because if there is momentum, and there is, and if you're not in the flow of it, and when you're procrastinating you're not, then it must mean that you've introduced resistance into the stream, and if you have, then you're feeling negative emotion, and is not the feeling of procrastination. What does procrastination feel like? Does it feel like frisky?
No,
Does it feel like pride? What is procrastination? Let's put an emotional description around it.
It feels like you're stopped in time, almost like.
Procrastination feels like stuck. It feels like no momentum. It feels like I need to try harder. It feels like effort.
Exactly.
It feels like going about it the hard way. It feels like not utilizing the energy that creates worlds. And
that's
so,
exactly how it feels like.
Our favorite procrastination story. Jerry said to Esther, "You need to order the airline tickets because the longer you wait, the more they cost." And Esther said, I know, it's on the list. She just couldn't make herself place the call. She wanted to please Jerry more than life itself. But she couldn't make herself place the call. Then one night, days later, she put herself in her bed, and all of a sudden, she had such an impulse to place that call. She called the airline that they have frequent flyer miles with, and the woman said, "How can I help you?" And Esther told her, "I have about 10 flights I'd like to book." And the woman said, "All right, let's see what we've got." And then she said, "Oh my goodness, 5 minutes ago these flights were not here. Oh my goodness, 5 minutes ago this flight was not here. Oh my goodness." And in a fraction of the time that it usually takes to book 1 or 2 tickets, Esther booked 10 tickets because she waited for the feeling of alignment before she took the action, you see. Now, if Jerry had really been haranguing her, or if Esther had really been feeling guilty, she never would have found that alignment. But she found it on the heels of other positive thoughts, you see. So our encouragement to you is don't make yourself do anything that you don't want to do. And you worry that that would bring the economy to a stop. But we promise you it would not. It would become more robust than ever if you were making your actions because of the momentum of aligned energy instead of trying to compensate for misaligned energy with action. That's how you sort of get in the habit of that. You work harder than you're supposed to work because you're bucking current that you haven't cleaned up, and then you feel more discouraged, and it's sort of a cycle. So next time you find yourself saying, "Why am I procrastinating?" instead, reach for some aligning words. Go general about it. What might you say? "This must not be a good time. Things are always working out for me. When the time is right, I'll feel it. I really do want to get this done. I want to do inspired action. I know that my inner being is aware of what the path of least resistance is. There's no virtue in the path of great resistance. Everything in nature flows with the path of least resistance. Everything flows. The gravity is about the flowing with the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Everything is about the path of least resistance. Everything in nature is all about the path of least resistance. Why have I been so hard on myself?
Why am I being so hard on myself? I shouldn't, because I know. I intellectually I know.
We'll tell you how you got this habit. It's because somebody else felt like they needed you to do something so that they would feel better. That's usually how it happens. That's how you sort of got trained into that.
Yeah.
And so you you try to please them rather than aligning with your source. And if they knew the path, it would be one thing, but they don't. They don't know your path. But your inner being does, you see.
Yes.
Not good to know. So have we just turned you all into lazy people? The leverage of alignment trumps everything. It trumps everything.
I've experienced that.
The leverage of alignment trumps everything. And so as you make yourself do fewer things out of requirement, and you feel the inspiration of wanting to do them, you're going to discover that the cooperative universe just makes it easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. And ease is a good thing. Ease is the path of least resistance. Stepping on that path, you reach the point where you can not only feel when you've stepped onto your path because of the power of it, you can feel when you've stepped off of it. You can feel when you are in resistance or not in resistance. Do you believe that you're an extension of source energy?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that the source within you knows who you are, who you really are? Do you believe that the source within you is the vibrational version of all that you have become?
Yes.
Do you believe that your inner being is pulsing that vibration constantly?
Yes.
Do you believe that if you're not doing that thing you do that is resisting it, that you'll feel that calling?
Yeah.
Do you understand that
I feel the ease.
that calling is the opposite of procrastination?
Yes.
So that the feeling of procrastination is really stepping off your path, or Esther had an experience that was so powerful not long ago where she thought she was moving forward to something and she became paralyzed. It wasn't just like procrastination, it was like walls were presenting themselves for her to climb over or under or around. And then she thought, oh wait, this doesn't feel like my path of least resistance. This feels like trying to make something happen that must not be in my vortex. And that's exactly what it feels like, you see. So how do you get to this place where you believe that just doing something is better than doing nothing? Because it isn't. It isn't. Just doing it for the sake of doing it. Have you ever just tried to stay busy so that those around you would think well of you? Don't want to chill. Don't want to look too comfortable. They'll think you're lazy. So if someone accuses you of that, what are you doing? Say, the real work. I'm doing the real work. What are you doing? I'm doing what really counts. What are you doing? I don't see you doing anything. I'm aligning with an energy stream that is powerful. But what are you doing? I don't see you doing anything. That's because you don't do this, you be this. This sounds like an excuse to just be lazy. What it is the path to everything that I want. Come sit by me. Come sit by me and find the path. I'll show you the way to everything you want. I'll show you the way. Oh yeah, it really looks like you're going places. No, I'm not going anywhere. Everything is coming to me. Everything is coming to me.
Yeah. So, in the back of that, I was just wondering, and this is obviously a personal question, about a career path, really, because I've always felt like lukewarm feelings towards the different paths that I've taken, and there have been many.
Well, if you're feeling lukewarm, that's because you're introducing resistance and keeping them all from really gaining some momentum. And we wouldn't be too excited to move down any lukewarm paths.
No,
we'd wait until they are red hot and then we would run down them. And so just ask yourself, what's holding the momentum back? Well, it's contradictory thought is always what's slowing the momentum. So get general so that you're not introducing the contradictory thought. Think about it this way. Do you believe that your inner being knows what you want?
Yes.
Do you believe
definitely.
that your inner being is already living the vibrational essence of that?
Yes.
So do you believe that your inner being already has some momentum going?
Well, absolutely.
And do you think that you would benefit by finding some of that momentum?
Yes.
Do you understand that what keeps you from finding the momentum are opposing thoughts? Do you understand what helps you to find the momentum are thoughts in the same direction? Can you go from an opposing thought to a thought in the right direction all of a sudden?
No.
No, but you can do it by going general. So what you want to do is take the opposing thought and take the teeth out of it by making it less specific and more general. It's like if a train's going 80 miles an hour that way, it's not going to all of a sudden go 80 miles an hour that way. You wouldn't want that. It is hard on the contents of the train.
Yes.
You want it to slow down and then get going. And so you want to slow this momentum down. So how do you slow it down? By becoming more general. So let's do this. Give us some specifics that feel like you can feel you're sort of stuck in them.
Well, I've
Career.
yeah, I've been through several. I've actually started several studies throughout my life. So you name it, from every single.
All right. Does this feel helpful?
No, sorry.
So it's all right. We asked for it, but you're actually, you took something that isn't working and you started to get more specific about it. There are several. You added several specific words to that very brief conversation, and you began getting momentum going in opposition to what you want. So that's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to. So try it again.
Yeah.
The other way. By being general about the things that feel hindering. Well, first, be specific about something that feels hindering. What specifically feels hindering to you?
The fact that after a while.
The fact. The fact.
Yeah.
The reality. The
reality.
The truth. The fact that. What's this hindering fact?
It's that after a while of what I believe wanting is, which may not exactly be that. After a while of wanting something, I realized that I stopped wanting it, but I don't know why. So
Because you killed it.
Yes, I kill it. Yes, that's
with procrastination. Well, think about it. Think about.
Yeah, no, it makes absolute sense.
In other words, if something is really hard to do, after a while, do you keep doing it?
No.
Don't the natural laws of the universe kick in somewhere along the way? And so what you're saying is, I have been making it hard on myself and not having a good time because I've been making it hard on myself and not allowing the momentum to gather to give me any benefit, and then I get discouraged because I'm trying to do the impossible, which is use action to compensate for energy that's not flowing in the right direction. No wonder it hasn't been working. Now, wasn't that a sort of clearing, good feeling conversation that you just had with yourself?
Yeah.
So now take the subject and speak it even in more general terms. I don't have to figure this out right now. Everything's working out. If it was something I really wanted to do, I'd be moving on it. I'm gradually releasing the resistance. It's going to pick up momentum soon enough. Yeah. I don't have to figure it out right now. My path is unfolding. I'll know it when I see it. I've been doing a good job. If I knew then what I know now, it would have been different, but it doesn't matter, because the way it was just caused me to want it more, and this desire within me is a really good thing. I really like being the deliberate creator of my own experience, and I don't think I would be wanting that as much if I hadn't been a little indeliberate. If I hadn't been creating by default, I don't think I would understand the deliciousness of creating intentionally. I really like creating my own reality. I like getting in sync with the laws of the universe. I like feeling the wind of source at my back. I like knowing that I'm being called forward. I like knowing that there's a trajectory. I like knowing that I can't get it wrong ever. I like knowing that it just picks up more momentum and is more fun. I like knowing that I'm in the right place at the right time. I like knowing that I'm figuring it out. I like knowing that the ease is coming. I like the ease that I'm feeling right now. I like letting myself off the hook. Everything's always working out for me. I'll know it when I see it. I always know it when I see it. I can tell when I'm barking up the wrong tree. I can tell when I'm shooting myself in the foot. I can tell when it's not working out. I feel easier about myself. I'm going to stop the struggle. I'm going to stop trying so hard. I'm going to follow the path of least resistance. I know I've got it lined out. I know that my inner being is in my vortex. I know that my inner being knows who I am and what I want. I know I'm being called forward toward it. Often I feel the calling. That feeling of being called, that's that feeling of clarity that I like so much. It comes on the heels of fun and pleasure. It comes on the heels of excitement. It comes on good feelings. I love the feeling of lighthearted. I love to be lighthearted. I love to be playful. I love to play with the universe. I love to play with the other cooperative components of the universe. I'm so in love with life experience. I just love how it's unfolding. I love knowing I'm not ever going to get it done, and I'm not ever going to get it wrong, and the reason I can't get it wrong is because it's never done. I'm standing in a really good place. I love knowing what I know. I love having lived everything that I lived. I love the now, the power of the now that's right here. I love the way I feel. I feel eager. You don't feel procrastination, you feel eager.
Absolutely.
It's just about talking to yourself in a way that gets the juices flowing, and you can tell when they're flowing and you can tell when they're not. Can't you?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.